What's up, Daily Doodlers? I hope you're all having a great day today. If not, then you're in luck, because today is day number 3 of Inktober. I am so excited for this. I have been wanting to do Inktober for the longest time, and I'm finally doing it. Now, I am doing all of the days, and I'm following the prompt list, the official prompt list, but I'm not doing all of the days as videos. So if you want to see the other drawings that I have done and that I will do, go ahead and follow my Instagram and my Twitter. Both links are in the description down below. I'm just called Doodle Dust, so you could search me if you like, but it's easier to click the links, so do that. But yeah, I am going to be doing every single Wednesday as a video though, so if you haven't subscribed, then be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss it. Yeah. About the picture. Let's talk about the picture. So, I'm not gonna lie, this one is my favorite so far. I mean, obviously, I've only done 3, including this one, but this one is my favorite. I loved the way that this one turned out. So, as you can see, the prompt for day number 3 is roasted. And the first thing I thought of was roasting a chicken. And the second thing I thought of was getting roasted, like someone telling you how ugly you are. I don't know. I can't roast people. I'm a bad roaster, but you know what I mean. Just insulting people. That was the second thing I thought of. And so I didn't really know exactly how to do this because I didn't really want to do either of those. I sort of sketched a couple ideas for both of them and I didn't really like them. And then I thought about roasting something over a fire. And what is the most common thing that you roast over a fire? Well, it's marshmallows to make s'mores. So that's what I went with. And I love the way that this turned out so much, honestly. I don't want to brag or anything, but I'm just so happy with this. But anyways, so when I thought of roasting marshmallows, I thought of kids roasting marshmallows, and so that's what I drew. I drew 2 kids roasting marshmallows over the fire, and the little girl, she caught her marshmallow on fire, and she's all panicked about it, like, oh no, my marshmallow! But and then I realized that why are these 2 kids out in the forest with no supervision? Why is this a thing? What? This shouldn't be a thing. This is not good. So then I drew in another girl, and I think that's supposed to be their big sister. I'm honestly not completely sure. I think my original plan was that she was going to be the mom, but I ended up drawing her and she looked too young to be a mother, so I decided that she's just the older sister. Now, I will admit, guys, that this was actually my second attempt in drawing this, and the first attempt I accidentally messed up the line art, and I was really frustrated that I did that, but now I am really, really happy that I accidentally messed up the line art, because this honestly turned out so much better. The proportions of the people are just way better. Their poses look a little more natural than they did in the other one. Obviously, that's something that I do need to work on. I need to work on making poses a little more natural and not quite as stiff, but I do really like the way that this one turned out. Like, I just feel like I'm bragging now. It's okay. I can brag every now and then. I have that right. I know that it needs a little bit more, like, here and there are things I could have done better, but overall I love it. And especially when I get to the coloring and the line art. Right here I start to do the line art, and the line art is absolutely my favorite part because it's really where just everything starts to come together and it starts to feel a little more final. And I don't know, I love line art, and I've tried to do like lineless art before, and it's okay. I'm not very good at it for one, so I need to practice a little bit more, but I think I just don't like it as much because it just doesn't feel quite as, I don't know. I just don't like it as much. Like, when I see other people do it, I love it, and it's really pretty, but when I do it myself, and I think I just need to practice lineless artwork, but when I do it myself, it's just, I just don't really like it. I much prefer the line art, and I think it's because my style is a little bit more cartoony, kind of comic in almost a way, so that's probably why I'm not quite, the lineless artwork just doesn't quite fit with my style. But I actually do sort of do a little bit of lineless work within this piece. It's not very obvious. It's mostly the campfire and the rocks surrounding it and then the trees. I line it with something that isn't black, and then I color it in with the same color, which makes it sort of a little bit line arted, because the line art, I used the fine tip for the line art, so it was a little bit darker, but then I used the brush tip of the same color to color it in, so it was a little bit lighter. So it was sort of line arted, but not really. And I really ended up liking the way that turned out. I don't know why the only thing that these people have is a backpack filled with who knows what, because how can you fit anything in that backpack? Like, that backpack is so small. But, and some marshmallows and graham crackers, like, they don't even have chocolate. I don't know why that happened, but it did. I'm going to make the claim that the tent is off to the side, and that's where, like, they're keeping all of their stuff, because that's usually where you keep all of your stuff, in the tent anyway. So that's what I'm claiming. I'm claiming that there's a tent, you just can't see it. I promise, just trust me. So you can see here, that's where I am line arting the campfire and the trees, and like I said, I used a color that wasn't black, and so it helped create a lot more variation in the piece. Originally, when I did the first two prompts, I was like, no, I can only use black, I have to use black, it can only be black, that's the rules. But then I realized that those aren't the rules. Like, there aren't really any rules to this challenge. You don't even have to follow the prompt list if you don't want to. It's just like a suggestion. So I was like, I don't know why I was so determined to only use black. And honestly, I don't think I would have used any other colors for the first two prompts, which you can see on my Instagram and my Twitter. Just because of what I was drawing and the style that I was kind of going for. But I am so glad that I used multiple shades of gray as well as black, because gray is technically a different color than black. Black only has one shade, pure black. In case you guys didn't know that, gray is technically not different shades of black. Technically, it's different shades of white. At least I think. I think that's how that works. That's what my art teacher taught me, so if that's wrong, blame her. But either way, I am still really happy that I decided to use different colors in this one. Well, not colors really, because I don't really count grays as colors, but I don't know. I'm weird. Don't judge me. So you can see here I am using the brush tip to color in like the rocks, and later on I use the brush tip to color in the trees, and it does make it a little bit lighter than the line art. You can't really tell here, but in real life it looks a little bit lighter than when I lined it. Trust me on this one, guys, I promise. I also realized as I was coloring the flame of the marshmallow that I colored it in like I line arted I lined it with black instead of lining it with the lightest gray that I had, like I did with the campfire. But I don't think it really would have stood out enough if I hadn't have lined it black. So I don't know. I'm not completely sure about that. I don't really know if I made the right decision there. Of course, there wasn't really a decision, because I think when I lined that, I hadn't completely 100% decided in my head whether or not I was going to do it all in black or not, but whatever. I also tried to go over some of the trees in the back a couple of times to make them a little bit darker, to provide a little bit more variation in all of this. It's really hard to get variation when you have such a limited color palette like I do. Like, think, I was going to do this completely in black. Like, that would have been so difficult, but then I'll admit, I actually found these other shades of gray when I was looking for something else, and I was like, I forgot I had these, and that's kind of when I decided that I was going to use them, or that's when I got the idea of possibly using them. I decided for sure later on, but anyways, I only have a few of them, so I'm fairly limited. I guess I could have used my Prismacolors. I wish I had Copics. Gosh, that would be amazing, but they're way more expensive than even Prismacolors are, so that's not gonna happen. But anyways, I guess I could have used some of my shades of gray from my Prismacolors, but the problem is they have chisel tips, not brush tips, so it would have been a little more difficult for me to color anything in, because I wouldn't be able to get any fine detail. There's a lot of small areas. Really, the only thing I would have been able to color was maybe the ground or the sky, and both of those still would have been difficult because I would have had to go around the characters, and I haven't quite figured out how to use my Prismacolors effectively yet, so it wouldn't have been completely smooth. Granted, it didn't turn out completely smooth anyway, but it was a lot better than it would have been if I had used Prismacolor. So I think it was a good choice that I opted not to use Prismacolor. But either way, I do have a very limited palette. Let's see. Let me count. How many? Let me see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades of gray, and then I have 1 black of the same brand that I use to color in the sky, I think. And then I have my Mangaka Flexible Fine. which I use to do the line art, which is also black. So yeah, I was fairly limited. What brand even is this? Tombow. Oh, it's Tombow. I got these forever ago when I was taking an art class in high school. Was it my junior year or was it my sophomore year? I want to say it was my sophomore year that I got these, but I'm not 100% certain on that. But I don't even remember if I paid for them myself or if I got them for a birthday present or what, but I have them, so there you go. I'd say probably the clothing was the most difficult part of this because I didn't want the clothes to blend in with everything else, with anything else. So I was trying to create, it was just, I'm going back to that limited color palette, I guess, because I was trying my hardest to create as much variation as I could. And I used the lightest color that I had. Which one is what is this? N95 of my Tombow. I used the lightest color that I had to sort of shade the skin, and I left the skin white, just for pure, what's the word? Ease, I guess? That's not the word I'm looking for, but it works. Just for ease, I left it pure white and then shaded it with the lightest color that I had. And I'd say it works pretty well. Overall, like while I was coloring this, I was looking at it and I was like, man, there's not enough variation. Everything sort of blends together. It looks so bad. I don't like it. And then I finished with it and I stepped away for a little bit. And when I came back, I was like, this looks so cool. Like, this looks like it would be an old cartoon or something, or maybe even a new cartoon where they're trying to get like an older vibe and everything is monochrome, and I don't know, I loved it. Like, I love it so much, and I don't say that about my art very often. Usually I'm like, oh, I kind of like it, but this could be better and this could be better. I like this, but I think this would, but I just love this. Like, I recognize there are things that could be better, but overall, I'd say this is probably my favorite drawing that I have done for a very, very long time. I've had drawings that I've really liked. I have one artwork that is my favorite artwork. It will always be my favorite, not necessarily because it's really good, but just because I put so much emotion behind it that it's authentic. And so that one will always be my absolute favorite. If you guys actually want to see that, like, if you want me to do a sketchbook tour or something, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that one will always be my favorite. But I feel like as I grow and as I get better, there will be drawings like this where I start to realize, like, I'm getting better and I'm getting a lot happier with my art, and the more I draw, the more I realize, like, hey, maybe I'm not such a terrible artist. And then, of course, I'm probably not going to feel this way about all of my prompts. I'm probably going to go through one of the prompts and be like, wow, I just kidding, I take everything back, I actually am a terrible artist. But I don't know, I really love this one, so I'm hopeful that I'm getting better as an artist and that it's, I don't know what to say. I'm not used to singing my own praises, so this kind of feels a little bit weird to me, and it's actually kind of funny because my dad was literally talking to me about this the other day, and he's like, Emily, I noticed sometimes in your videos you say some things, you're kind of bringing yourself down, and you know, I don't like to see that because you're just such an amazing girl. And I'm just like, now all of a sudden I make one art piece and I'm like, heck yeah, I am amazing. Everybody bow to me. I am queen of art. Look at this glorious picture, which, you know, obviously I'm exaggerating, but I am really happy with the way this turned out. So I'm really, really glad that I ended up doing this year's Inktober, because it was kind of a last minute thing where I realized, like, October is right around the corner and I really want to participate in Inktober. Like, I really, really want to participate in it. And so I kind of just all of a sudden decided, like, okay, I gotta buckle down and I gotta get this started so that I can participate in it. But so I'm really happy that I ended up doing that. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, then please go ahead and leave a like and comment down below letting me know if you agree with me. Do you like the style? Do you like the way it looks? Or do you think one of my other two, or maybe even ones in the future, if you're watching this from the future, hello, some of my other prompts were better? Let me know. And if you happen to be new, please consider subscribing to join my little daily doodlers. And whether you're new or not, and if you haven't hit that notification bell, please do so that whenever a new video comes out, you will be notified, because my schedule is so unpredictable, predictable? I don't know what I said there. Because my schedule is so unpredictable that you won't know when my videos come out unless you got those notifications. So be sure to click that. Either way, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.